Good morning, peace and blessings. I'm Moon Mama. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday's the day governed by Mercury, and Mercury is in its final day of shadow. Today, Mercury starts a whole new thing. We won't have another Mercury retrograde until September, when it begins its shadow at the beginning of September in Libra. So we're going to have a Mercury retrograde in Libra, which means that another air sign. And this means that our relationships, because Mercury retrograde in Libra is going to really change the way we relate. So I encourage you all to start thinking about that stuff now, because when you think about it early, it's like you just honor the energy, and then the energy doesn't fuck you up, because otherwise it will. So I want to invite you to check out the courses that I offer. I like to do that, or just readings or anything like that, just so that I can support you in ways that matter. Where the universe, our Earth system is changing, and it's changing because we are coming into our Pluto's return here in the United States. So our systems are coming undone. And as our systems come undone, we will need to rely on something that is eternal. And the retrogrades, the planets, our relationship to the cycles of the moon, those things never change. They are constant. And so if you want to secure yourself, put your attention on something that is constant, because as things come undone, you will need to have a place to focus on. And so, today is a Mercury day. Mercury governs our mind, how we think. It's ideas, communication, perception, mental focus. All of that is mercurial. And Mercury is at the 24th degree of Gemini. And the 24th degree is humility. And humility is something that we really misunderstand. We take humility to mean like making yourself less than, making yourself small, but that's not what humility is at all. Humility is I think it is understanding your importance, understanding how important you are, right? So, if you break this finger, you will understand the value of this finger if you don't have it to work with. If you, lose the sight of your eye, you will understand that your sight is very valuable. It's important to understand the value, that how important you are, not only to yourself, but to others. Humility is understanding that you are significant to the whole, and that what you are doing matters. So if you are humble and you understand that your voice matters, that your gifts matter, that your power matters, that your potential matters, that your evolution matters, humility says, I'm going to do my part because everyone else is counting on me. I'm going to evolve. I'm going to grow. I'm going to become who I'm here to be because everyone else needs me to do that, right? Like, so if my finger doesn't work, it's going to impact my whole system. My whole system is going to be impacted by the fact that my finger is not working. Our experience with humility in this Western capitalistic world is so anchored in ego and this idea that it's about, making yourself less important or not thinking too highly of yourself. Oh, no, 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 no. You need to think highly of yourself because no one else can do what you can do. No one else can be what you can be. So if you are making yourself lesser than or thinking less of yourself, you are doing a disservice not only to you, but to the entire part of yourself. If I think less of this finger, then I'm doing a disservice not only to my hand, but to my ability to be able to create with my hands, with my body, with my mind. You've got to really understand that you are important. And we do this thing where we don't value ourselves, where we don't understand that we need to value ourselves, and that we don't understand that Every one of us has a purpose. Every one of us has a mission. Every one of us is here because our soul brought us here. And that at the invisible level, we're all connected. So when you show up in your genius, when you show up in your power, when you show up in your greatness, you bring value to the whole entire community. And with that, I want to invite you to register for the Jupiter Retrograde class. The class is, activating your personal wheel of fortune. Because if you see yourself as fortunate, like if you understand that we all have fortune within us, one of the things that I've learned from astrology, and I see it so clearly, is that we come here with everything that we need. Like, so everything we need is within us. And when we don't value ourselves, we're looking for what we need outside of us. And we miss that the power, the potential, the greatness, the mastery, the wealth, the magic, the beauty, the ideas, the expansion is all internal. You can't get it from outside of you. You have to cultivate it from inside. So this power is, asking you to focus on yourself. The moon is in Gemini today, just as Mercury is in Gemini. And the moon in Gemini is focus. And what is that focus? That focus is to be internal, to take your mind, your eyes off of this external thing. Because by the time it's external, it's already dead. Everything in this external world came out of somebody else's mind, was an idea in someone else's mind, and we are building a new reality now. So we need new ideas. And where will the new ideas come from? Inside of you. So it is important for you to focus inside of yourself and know the truth of who you are. Believe in yourself. Your belief in yourself will help you understand that you don't need to put your focus out there on anybody else or compare yourself. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else. Earlier this week, I was saying, I'm sharing my gifts with you all, but not so that you can do what I'm doing. I have a unique astrology. I have a unique fingerprint. Nobody can do what I can do. Nobody can. Nobody can do what you can do. So this is not about competition, but if you are focused internally and cultivating, getting to really know yourself, focus inside so you can know your gifts, so you can know your powers. This reminds me of The Wiz, right? And Lena Horne, and she was telling Diana Ross, know yourself, right? Know your power. Know your mind. Know your heart. Know your wounds. Know your healing. Know your magic. You can't find it outside of you. So if you're focused on trying to get money or trying to get a man or trying to get a woman, you're misdirecting your energy. And you will not get what you're here to actually get because it's inside of you. So focus inside. One of the things that I have learned focusing inside is I've learned what my gifts are. I've learned what my powers are. And I'm continuing to learn that. I haven't learned it all. I'm continuing to learn and evolve in that. But as I focus inside, as I do my womb work, as I do my shadow work, as I do my ancestral work, as I do the work to live in my body, as I do the work to look at my history, to look at my relationships, see how I've been showing up, I see where I can shift my focus. There was a time when I was really focused and I really believed, oh gosh, I think I'm going to cry saying this. The sun is in Cancer though, so it's okay. I mean, it's always okay to cry. But I used to really believe that I was ugly. I really did. And it makes me so sad now because I see how beautiful I am. But there was a time when I really believed that I was ugly, and I was looking at other women and people because I believed that people with light skin and curly hair were beautiful because that's what the culture was telling me. And I was aspiring to that, but I knew I could never do it. But it was like, it's like I was locked off inside of my own heart because of the hatred of who I was. And when I started to look at myself, like one day I was in a yoga studio. I used to practice hot yoga. here in Los Angeles. And it was a room full of people, about 75 people. I was the only black person in the room. And we all had on very little clothing, like bikinis, right? And I'm standing in the mirror and my arms are stretched out and I'm in like, mountain pose and where your arms are stretched out. And I'm looking at my complexion compared to all the pink bodies. And I was like, I'm fucking beautiful. Look at my body. Look at my complexion. Look at my muscles. Look at the shape of myself. Look at my face. And I was like, who told us? Who told me that whiteness was more beautiful? Like their hair is sticking to them. Like I just saw my hair stands up. I'm powerful, right? But had I continued to focus out there, I would have missed like what this is. This is royal. This is power. This is melanin. But I would have missed that had I been focused on the stories that this system has given us. So really, learn to focus on yourself. Learn to tell the story about yourself. This Mercury in retrograde, tell the story about who you really are. I am a god. I am a goddess. I am powerful. My mind is aligned with the universal principles. I can create at a drop of a dime what I desire. Tell the truth about who you are. Focus on that truth and watch you bring a reality together. Magnetize, shift, build a reality that is aligned with only what you can do, because nobody else can do it. And it is inside of you. And it is your responsibility to cultivate and mine the gifts that are in you so that we can all benefit and thrive from our own gifts and from the gifts that we share with one another. Now is the time. There is no other time like now, I promise you. Astrologically, there is no other time like now. We are living through transits that humans have never seen. So we can do things that we didn't even know that we can do, but you got to go inside of yourself to learn and figure it out. So check out the Jupiter retrograde class to activate your own personal wheel of fortune. Your fortune is your happiness, your health, your community, your friendships, your life, your gifts. And that is your fortune. It's not just money. It's something far greater than money, but it also does include money. So with that, I'm the Moon Mama, you all. Have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.